Good evening, Ruben. Good evening, John. I take it you can hear me. Stream good. Absolutely fantastic. Well, while we're perhaps waiting for a couple of people to join us, we hope they do. I've got a little story to tell you, which I thought was quite funny. This takes me back to the days when I was living in the US. And it's not a brewery, but it was one of these places which sell lots of craft beer. I'm trying to think what it's called now. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. Anyway, I went into this place, and the barman there was trying to be, I know all about the beer sort of thing. And I was asking him about one of the IPAs. I said, how hoppy is it? And he said, oh, it's got just about the right number of BTUs. I looked at him and I said, BTUs? He said, yes, 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 he said. I said, does that mean it'll catch fire when I put it in my mouth? And he looked at me and he goes, well, what do you mean? I said, BTUs are British thermal units. I assume you mean IBUs, International Bitter Units. Well, obviously, he was a little bit embarrassed, but we got on very well and we had a couple of drinks together when he came off shift afterwards. So that was good news. So, what have I got for you today? We're going to go through some Ruby hours today. We have this one here. By the way, I'm on the webcam on the laptop because I tried to plug in my GoPro, and I think through the YouTube service you can't do it. I used to have a different streaming service I used to use, which I no longer subscribe to, so I've lost that. Where I used to be able to plug in more cameras. But anyway, for this today, we're on the webcam only on my laptop. So we have this one here. It looks funny when I'm looking at it in there because that looks back to front to me, but I'm assuming you're seeing it the right way around. Ruby Red Ale. And this is by Harper's. Now, I've never come across this one before, so I did a little bit of investigation because I wondered who brewed it. It's brewed for Aldi. You can only get in Aldi's. You can't get anywhere else, I believe, anyway. And it's brewed by Marston's. Marston's brew it, and I like some of the Marston's beers, especially their pedigree. I'm well into drinking their pedigree, so I'm quite looking forward to trying this. And it was only 109, which in this day and age is pretty darn good for a half a litre of beer. Just going to read the comments here. Anyone got any comments? Just making sure. Good evening. Oh, Robert's here as well. Good evening, Robert. What I have actually done is I've actually taken the caps off before because I didn't want to be opening them in front of my laptop and perhaps they all froth up or something and get beer all over the laptop. So I have taken the caps off just to be. But look at that. Union Jack on this patriotic beer. So that's the Harper's. And what does it say? Full-bodied dried fruit and toffee taste sensation. Know your limits. Drink responsibly. Yep, 25 pints. That'll do, won't it? So we'll put that one to one side for the moment, and we'll bring over the other one, which is one I expect just about all of you know. It drinks ale. This is Hobgoblin, another Ruby Red Ale, because I thought it'd be very good to compare a well-known brand against a not so well-known brand. So this is Hobgoblin Ruby Beer by the Witchwood Brewery. I will probably just see it down there, just as it says, if I can get my finger in the right place, Witchwood Brewery there. Which I've drunk a few before. It's quite odd actually, because this one, if you buy it, I'll take the top off of this one as well. It's more like an American bottle, wouldn't it, with the stars almost? Well, but yeah, I'm pretty sure if you buy it in a pub on tap, it's a lower alcoholic content than that. I think it's 5, not 5.2. Might even be less than that. Interesting. But of course, that would be on cask, and cask always tastes different to when it's been fizzied anyway, with CO2 added to it. So I guess what we've got to do is get on and try it. Hello, Susan. Deb CT and Patrick. You tried to find pedigree in Wisconsin. Yeah, well, I'm hoping that's going to be on the lines of pedigree. You never know. It's funny, actually, when they're called ruby red ales these days anyway. Look, I'm pretty sure when I grew up, they were called bitter. It would be, the colour would be a bitter, and they always had a little bit of a bitter taste. Like, I'm presuming these are going to. Just a low hoppy content, not an IPA. But I heard somewhere along the line that marketing calling something bitter wasn't very trendy, and ruby red ale sounded much nicer. So it was a marketing ploy, same beer. So I understand. Could be wrong, but I was on the Marston's website earlier on because I wanted to look up this one. I didn't know anything about it. And they call it type of beer bitter. So I guess my case is proven there a little bit. So before we start, I'm just going to have a gin and tonic. No, sorry, a glass of water. Let's make sure the palate's clean. Got some my James Bond beer mats. Shaken, not stirred. I've got a couple of glasses. I'll tilt it down like so. As I say, I couldn't get another camera, so you can see me go here. So, well, as we know what Hobgoblin is, let's start off with a Hobgoblin. It's an American T-shirt from an American brewery. As you can see there, it says Hotel something or other. I can't read backwards very well. No vacancies for American lagers, I think it says. Yes, it was a brewery in America called oh dear, I'll remember it in a minute. Hellstorm Brewing. Yes. Look it up. They do some great beers. Anyway, let's pour some of this one. I had these in the refrigerator, and my refrigerator is quite cold. So I took them out about 3/4 of an hour ago. I think if you're going to taste ale, you need to have it a little bit warmer than refrigerator temperature to get all the flavours. So, move the webcam back. Oops, somewhere about there. Let's have a look. Well, first of all, definitely a ruby reddy sort of colour, isn't it? That's a definite. Pretty clear. I can see my laptop through it, so the clarity is very, very good. It didn't hold the head very well when I poured it, but that could be my glass. Just checking over here. Anybody else put any messages? Nope, we're good to go. So let's try it. Right. On the front end of that, it's got quite a sweet taste. You get the malts come through straight away. It's very sort of sweet up on the front end. And then as it goes towards the back end of you get the sort of a bit of a fruitiness to it. And then the malts come back again with taste of toffee. I would definitely say it's got taste of toffee. Now, I have written down, I read up and seen what they said earlier. So let's see if I'm anywhere close. I did do this actually yesterday, and I can't really remember what it said. But I do have it on a piece of paper. So let's see what they got on there. Hobgoblin. Sweet caramel and fruity is their definition of the drink. It has chocolate crystal malts. It has fuggles, styrian, and golden hops. Oh well, I got some of it right anyway. Um, it says toffee flavour up the front, going through a fruity finish, but their finish, they're saying, is figs, raisins, and dates. Well, I thought it sort of kept that toffee flavour all the way through, but well, that's their description of the beer. I just better try that again, make sure, see how I see what I can make out on that. Well, I just get that sort of toffee flavour to it. There's nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong. It's a good rounded beer. The balance of the malts and the hops is actually perfect for that style of ale. Yeah, very drinkable. No problem at all with that. Let's put that one to one side. Yeah, John, I agree with you there. It's an all right beer. Yeah, a happy beer. Well, I think all beers make you happy, Ruben. So there's nothing wrong with that. uh, yeah, Harper's Brew has got this bit of paper in the way. I can take that off now because I've read that one. Oh, you got Harper's Brew is an ale called a happy ale. Hoppy ale tail takes St. Austell's Brewery proper job. Oh, okay. I have never tried it. I guess in if you go into Aldi, you're going to find all of them. I'm not sure. That's how I found that one yesterday, and I thought, oh, I'll match it off. Let's clean the palate a little bit. I'm certainly not spitting the beer out. I'm drinking it. Well, that was. Here we have the Harper's. Another glass here. Yes, I'm keeping warmly on the cuts. It's 22 on the boat at the moment, so yeah, I'm in a t-shirt as you can see, no problem at all. Right, I'll just tip this down again so you can see me pour this one. This is the Harper's. Come back up, so there somewhere, I guess. Right, it's not quite as dark as the other one, I don't think, but once again, it's a good clear beer. I can actually see straight through it and see my screen on my laptop. Just compare it with the other one. Yeah, it is slightly paler. Well, it's completely different. It doesn't taste anything like the other one. Try another sip of that. Definitely different hops in that. It's got a bit more of a hoppiness to it. The flavours up front. Well, it's a bit citrusy, I would say. Fruity, sort of citrusy flavours up front, and they don't change. They don't seem to change as they go through. Excuse me. The maltiness, I think, is a bit light on the malts. I think I could do with some more malts in this beer, but malts are expensive, hence probably why it's a cheaper beer. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it again, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with it. Itchy nose. Right, let's see what they say about it. Well, their description of it is sweet and peppery with rye crystal malts. Well, it's the rye malt. That's what's the difference is the ryeness. I can taste the rye in it rather than the other is just a barley hop. This does have barley in it as well. It does say it's got barley in it as well then. And it says slightly biscuity, moving to burnt toast. Well, I don't get that at all. Sweet fruitiness, roasted chocolate, and smooth aftertaste. Well, I don't get any of that from it, to be honest with you. I get no biscuity taste. Burnt toast, possibly. There's definitely a fruitiness to it, but sweet, no. I would have said it's more of a citrus fruitiness. Roasted chocolate, no, I don't really get that. Smooth aftertaste, no, it's not a smooth aftertaste at all. No, the aftertaste lingers. It's not, definitely not. Chocolate cherry stout. I like some of those cherries. I used to go to a brewery in Shanahan, Illinois. It closed a few weeks ago, actually, just before Christmas, and I used to get on with them quite well in there. And it was called Riverhawk Brewing, and they did a stout in there all the time, but they also did some variations of it. And one of the variations they did was a cherry stout, and the tartness of the cherries and the full maltiness of a good full-on stout. Yeah, it works. It really does work. I like cherries and stout, and I'm not normally one for fruits in beer, I must admit. It says show. What am I showing? Oh, I've missed loads and loads and loads of things there. It stopped. I didn't realise it wasn't scrolling. It stopped scrolling. Right, I've got to catch up a bit here. Sorry, I got to lean right forward. Even with my glasses on, the writing's so small on this chat, I can't see it. Hello, Gary. I don't know if you can chat from the Xbox, Gary. Try the chocolate cherry stout. Shitter's Full, is that? From Pet Skull Brewing. I don't know the brewery. I don't know if I've ever had anything from them. But I'd be up for trying that one. But yes, well, as you can see, I've tried both the beers. Now I could go and add another one to this, but I'll have to go to the refrigerator for that. And I do think I have another Ruby L in the refrigerator. So I think I was a little bit disappointed with the Harpers. I thought brewed by Marston's it was going to be good. Yeah, it's still leaving an aftertaste in my mouth. I will drink it. I won't throw it away. I'm glad I only bought the one bottle. Let's see if I've got something else. Just be right back. I've just got to go to the refrigerator. I'm on my way back. Just opening the beer. I need another glass. Right, I'm back. And this is actually not sold as a Ruby L, but the colour's quite similar. And this is Abbott Reserve. Now this is cold because it's just come straight out of the refrigerator, and I'd actually prefer it a little bit warmer, but we'll drink it as it is. Just have a quick slap of water because I want to get rid of that other one. While I'm doing that, I'll have a quick read. No, I can't because I didn't put my glasses back on. Yeah, well, free thinker there. Chocolate is fine, but no caramel for me. I think when they talk about caramel in beers, it's not so much there's actually caramel in them. It's more of that toffee sort of caramelly flavour you get in the beer rather than actually caramel being put in it. Although chocolate is added to some beers. I will have one for you, Northwest Coast. North Carolina. Nice to see you from North Carolina. Been a few years since I went there. Anyway, Abbott Reserve. This is a Green King beer. Now, I drink Abbott quite regular. I do like Abbott Ale, but the Reserve, this one comes courtesy of my brother. My brother bought me this one for Christmas, along with a few other different variations of beers. I haven't got many of them left. I'll pour it up in there. See, it's so cold, it's not even going to put a head to it. It is. There we go. Let's put that one over on the table out there in the way. Oh, an extra table on the by the dinette here today, a little folding table, so I've got extra room, more hands go everywhere. Well, I've got to mention actually that the Hobgoblin came courtesy of Steve on Narrowboat Churnet. Actually, should say Steve and Caroline on Narrowboat Churnet. They bought that for me a couple of days ago. Thank you, Steve and Caroline. They know what I like. So here we go then. No, I know I like this. Well, I guess it's not a ruby red. This just isn't. It's a straight ale, but the flavours on that, even cold, it's a perfect balance of hops and malts. It's just this, yeah. Green King Abbott Ale. And this is their reserve. It's one of my favourites. Can't say it's not. I didn't have another red ale in the fridge. I thought I did, but as I said, I was going to go and get another beer. I got this one. I love this. Perfect balance. Lovely sweety fruitiness up front. Then with the malts, and then it just mellows out all the way through to the smoothness. It's perfect. It's basically a perfect beer for me. I don't know what that one comes in at. Does it have the strength on there? Oh, that one's 6.5% alcohol. Yeah. What does it say about this? Let's see what it says. From the master brewers of Abbott Ale comes this super premium beer. Abbott Reserve, brewed in limited quantities. This is an exceptional treat for that special occasion. Abbott Reserve is a distinctive, full-bodied, smooth and mature beer, bursting with rich fruit cake and toffee flavours. Well, I definitely get the fruity flavours coming through. Didn't get too much toffee, but I guess I would call it caramel. They call it toffee. But there you go. And then there's all sorts of it's not in English. No wonder I can't understand it. Yeah, it's in various different languages thereafter. I guess wherever they sell it around the world. But yeah, must say, Abbott Ale and that special their reserve. That's my beer of the day. Absolutely perfect. Right, so in that order, Abbott's coming in number one for me, although I can't really say that because it's not a red ale, so I shouldn't really include that. But between the other two, the Hobgoblin comes in number one as the red ale I've just drunk, or the Ruby Red, as they call them, or Ruby Beer, that one's called. And the Harper's, nice label, but I'm afraid you come in number two. Yeah, it's drinkable. Put it this way: if I had the choice of a glass of lager and a glass of this, it's definitely going to be this. Probably most of you know it there. I don't like lager. So that's going to be basically the end of my beer sort of tasting for today. I'm just trying to see any comments here. Green King, Lisa, cursing away. Hundreds of pubs down Sussex, and you can't go wrong with their beers. I agree with you, John. I used to know some Green King pubs as well. Yeah, and I used to help run the social club at Sainsbury's, and we had Green King beers in there. Yeah, so or some Green King beers. One of the main ones we had was Abbott Ale on cask, which I used to drink quite regular in there. So, anyone's got any questions on the beers, and I'm thinking about, if you've enjoyed this sort of thing and you'd like to see it again, I'd try and not do one inside the boat again. I might, I don't know whether a live stream's the way to do it, or put one together and put it up on YouTube as a regular video. You can stream this at any time afterwards, of course. Not sure. I'd like in the summertime to go to a pub that's got 3 or 4 good ales on and just try them all and just get a half a pint of each or something and just try them all and sit out in the beer garden or something and just talk to camera and do that. I'm not going to be doing these once a week or anything like that. I wasn't even planning on doing one this week. Last couple of days I've been trying to edit a video to upload, and the internet where I was moored up at Atherstone, for some reason, a couple of days ago, it just became terrible. Where I'd done the Saturday's video up there, although saying that took about 8 hours to upload as well, so that was slow, but at least it got there. The video I was doing for today just was going nowhere. I got to about 3% uploading in a whole day uploading yesterday, so I give up. I cancelled it. Here, I've moved the boat through the ice today. I went ice breaking. I've moved it from Atherstone, and I'm down. Where am I? I can't even think where I am now. I'm just the other side of. Well, I'm at Springwood Haven Marina, basically. Anyway, I was just trying to think of the name of the village I was near. Anyway, that's basically where I am. It's Springwood Haven Marina. I've moored up back down here. I needed to get some more firewood, and collecting firewood around here is very, very good. So come back to get some more firewood, and I thought I'd try a live stream. That's not swearing. Anyway, I made sure I put it up as adult only content. So, so because I was drinking, I just thought it should be adult content. So I went up as adult content. So if there's any children watching, well, it was listed as adult content. So I'm going to continue with my drink. Well, thank you all for coming along and watching me have a drink. Now I've got to sit down, have a drink, have a drink, and have a drink. Terrible job, but somebody's got to do it. So I'm going to wish you all a good night. And of course, as you all know, I've got to end my videos one way, and there's only one way to end all my videos. And that's thank you very much for watching. Trevor